Morning, AP. How are you?
All right, George. All's good. So it is. All's all right now.
Good
So
man.
it is. How are you doing? Are you all right?
Um, I'm trying to get back in the good books with the wife at the moment because I cut my own hair. She wasn't particularly pleased about it. I don't know what you think.
Well, getting your haircut wasn't going to change Lucky that much, George. Well, it wasn't going to. It wasn't going to bring you back Bradley Cooper if that's you was hoping. So it
No,
wasn't.
no. Mind you, your hair's looking pretty slick. You've had a trim.
Yeah, Eve did my hair. I did Archie's. I did two of the lads that work in the yard yesterday. So I said they're giving hairdressers 20 quid. Now I'm doing it for nothing.
Yeah.
Think that but yeah, so that's amazing. Imagine who'd ever have thought 6 months ago, a year ago, that you'd be sort of staying in your house for a few months, and getting someone to cut your hair for you.
Yeah, it's very
So
strange times, isn't it?
it is very strange times, but I hope it's obviously for the best, and they're trying to do the best for everyone,
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough. I'm quite lucky, George, because I've got, we've got a yard here, and I've got a bit of land, and I've got loads of stuff to do in terms of work. I've been in a JCB I've been in a digger for the last 3 weeks. I was putting in piping and draining and fixing up around the yard and doing driveways and stuff like that around the farm, and that you just think that I always thought that they needed done, and just they're getting done now. So I'm trying to take the positives out of the negatives of what's happened in the last however many weeks,
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I never thought I'd enjoy mucking the horse out. We've got a horse down the road, and I quite enjoy getting up in the morning, go and do it. Gives you a bit of structure to your day, sort of thing. And I think that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's not always easy for everyone. Unfortunately, people are living in different situations, and then I said I'm very lucky, for what I have. The lockdown is kind of to help me do things that I would never have got done, and I've settled in a little bit too well as to how unsociable I've actually become in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but look, hopefully it's only for a period of time. We'll get back to normal, George, and we get back to playing golf soon,
Yeah. No, it's
not easy for people.
I think it was interesting. I was reading a thing with Lisa Hangoff on the IGF the other day, and it's interesting. I think if you are having struggles, and we talked about this before we'll record this. If you're having struggles, it's don't be too brave. Just be prepared to speak to someone, isn't it?
Speak to someone, George. There's so many people out there, even just for the chat, even there's some of them are so friendly. We all know who first man would come to mind for any of us local would be Michael Caulfield. As brilliant at his job, very private man. But there's lots of them out there, and not even just talking to someone professionally. Talk to someone you trust, or some friend or whatever, that can give you as good advice, as any of us, because it's very hard if you're stuck somewhere on your own, or you haven't been out, or you're not sure of your income, you're not sure of what the future holds in terms going forward, you're not sure of if your job is going to be there when you're going back. There's a lot of changes that is going to happen, that have happened in the world and are going to happen in the world, and it's going to be a lot for people to take in. It's going to be a lot for people to cope with. And I'm one of those. I kind of look now and I think, I wonder how much longer we can actually have lockdown for, because at some point or another, George, the world has to go back to work, and I know I get that there's nothing more important than life, that is for sure. But it's a bit like the state, when was it too soon to lock everything down, and when is it too soon to let everyone back out into the open again? It's not an easy thing to try and do the right thing, because there is a lot of experts in the world, George, but when we're dealing with what we're dealing with, there isn't any experts from what I can see, because they've never had it before. None of them know. Yeah,
exactly. I completely agree. No, you can't prepare yourself to what's going to happen, because no one knows how it's going to unfold, do they? So it's strange times, and I think
it makes it harder. It makes it harder because it makes it harder for people to. I spent all my life having a goal, George. I'm sure you did. But it makes it harder to look forward and think, this is my this is where I'm going. You know, no one can do that at the moment.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think you're dead right saying. I mean, I spoke to a lot of my. You wouldn't believe it, but I actually have got some friends, and I've been keeping in touch with people, and it's definitely an important thing to do. Do you know what I mean? To talk to people, and even it might be someone that you think that's pretty strong and so on, and they might just be a bit down. It really helps to talk to people.
Yeah, there's no doubt, George, that I found that a little bit. That I went for the first 2 or 3 weeks of not really speaking to anyone. You know what I mean? And then you kind of lose touch with your friends, and you kind of lose touch with what's going on. I'm hardly one to be joining a quiz, but the likes of the ITV team have a quiz every Friday night at 5:30. It's good for interaction. You know what I mean? It's a bit of banter. Someone had said to me 5 months ago or 5 weeks ago that I'd been doing a quiz on a Friday night on Zoom with a crew, a crew like that. I think you're joking me. I have better things to be doing. But
Yeah.
I actually, you enjoy the interaction with people, and you enjoy, the lads that you haven't seen before. And it's important not to get into that rut of not talking to anyone, not having any socialism,
Yeah.
because it can be easily done. Because I did it for the first 2 or 3 weeks. I literally never spoke to a person. So whatever, and it's very easy to get into that rut of not speaking to your friends or not looking after your friends, or not. It's good for the mind,
Yeah, for sure. Anyway,
it is good for the mind.
It was good to keep in touch, and I'll keep annoying you.
Yeah, no problem, George. We look forward to getting back out in the golf course, hopefully at some point soon. I shouldn't think, not something we should be making a joke about in the coronavirus, but I shouldn't think it's helped your golf much, has it?
I've been practicing quite a bit.
Have you?
I've taken to watching lots of golf lessons on Instagram.
You can hit it a mile on. You can hit it a mile in the back garden, can you?
Yeah. Luckily, I've got a very small back garden, so it helps.
So it's easy to find afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Good man.
Peter, and I'll keep in touch.
See you, George. See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.